And what I'm saying is that this level of work requires a level of hygiene and of care that is sometimes not present. And that most of this, revolves around the type of self-knowledge that the facilitator has, right? It's like until you know very well who you are, what are your drives, what are your desires, what are your fears, what are your sort of driving instincts, it's very, very difficult to be able to discern and to separate what comes from you, what comes from the other person, and what comes from the experience. This is the reason, I believe, why, traditionally training for people who work with psychedelics is very, very long. And it's very, very long and is supervised by someone for many, many years. It's a sort of apprenticeship because it requires that the person undergoes a personal process of self-inquiry, and this process has to be supervised closely by somebody else because we by ourselves cannot see our blind spots.
And this speaks to, the pitfall, the beginning of the interview. We talked about the 6 pitfalls from the previous interview, also part of the course, and the one that I forgot, which is interesting. I'm going to put a level of extra interpretation here. The one that I forgot was isolation, but thankfully I didn't forget it in isolation. You were there to reflect it back to me, to help me remember, yes, to see what I could not see in myself. And so what I'm hearing is that, again, isolation can be something kind of like funnels facilitators into not being able to see themselves, to know themselves, in order to not harm their clients with the lack of self-knowledge that leads them to perhaps perpetuating unhygienic engagement with during and after ceremonies.
Yeah, proper discernment. So this is again something that is much more rare in traditional communities because people are not isolated in the same way.